What if I did both? What if I just recorded the run and hung out with you guys? So, I'm going to be taking 3 elites, 2 events, 3 fights. I kind of want to just get stronger faster. 2 random relics does not guarantee that. More strikes and defends hurts. I might just take a zap upgrade. Honestly, just making that free changes a lot. Your first grade teacher wanted to read it, like the clown book. So she read it to the entire class. First graders. That's not okay. Wow, alright. We're just going to be taking 9 to the dome. Alright. Wow, alright. Okay. That's just how these things go. Yeah, I've never read it. I'm not into, like, horror. That's not my thing. I need to get Focus Strike after Cold Snap. Cold Snap just gives you some nice early game block, which is awesome. And some late game block. So, dude, free zap is so great. I get to push extra damage, block fully. I'm on board. If we get lucky, we don't have to... Alright, we got lucky. I'm digging it! You know what? I'm alright with what's happening here. We could do that and then just enter. Clean. Didn't even need to play defend. Skim into more zaps and more cold snaps sounds really, really nice. It feels early. That's kind of my main concern. Hotfix would make zap and cold snap better, and it's going to be a while, well, maybe not too long before I can upgrade it. Wow. Turning down a skim just feels wrong. I would never normally, but I've been thinking a lot more about not being bad at the game, and colorless is so strong. Colorless cards are so good. So good. But I'm still building my deck. I need to know what I'm doing here. Double hotfix with no skim sounds like an idea. Iteration, darkness could push a lot of extra damage. And we are rotating our orbs. If we want to do big enough damage to take on an elite, we're going to need some darkness. So that's what I'm thinking. I'll just play hotfix. No. Alright, I think it's 9, debuff, rotate. So we want to go for the right guy, whether RNG helps us or not. And then Darkness Orb. This evokes some lightning. If we get... it's a 50-50 if I strike. But I take 1 damage otherwise. Alright, we'll be fine. And here's why I say we'll be fine. Because I think we can play... something in the dual cast? We cannot. That's unfortunate. Well, we can do this and then dual cast. Yeah, we're chilling. We're chilling. Not gonna take too much damage here. And then Dark Orb didn't quite get to fire off, but that's fine. In a longer fight, it would have done good stuff for us. Loop could be great. Charge battery. We don't really need more energy. We're blocking. I think loop would be fine. If we can loop a Frost Orb, that'd be great. Ooh, frontal lens would be fantastic. All right. I'm at 50 health. The reason I'm not going to go for this elite is I just don't think I'm 4 fights without help ready. I think we are on our way, but not quite there. Hotfix upgrade helps a lot. We can just use that every time we play it. And then if we don't lose too much here, I think we're going to be good. 4th grade teacher did nothing but read holes to us and teach us how to play backgammon all day long. I mean, these are life skills. You know. The children yearn for the mines. Alright, 1 skill. I guess it's hotfix. And then we can loop the Frost Orb, which is great. So it's not going to kick in now, but I'll still get 4 block, which is honestly fine. Honestly fine. I don't mind that. Oh, boy. This enemy is kind of ridiculous. The only way we can kill this guy is if we zap, strike, and get lucky. And we can't double defend. And I can't rely on Dark Orbs because this dude gets in the way. Ugh. Yeah, no luck. So he does just blow himself up and die, which is kind of great. That's what you want from your enemies. Alright, you want to be... You don't usually want to loop lightning, but it does push some damage. Okay, we can strike the left guy. Alright, here's a damage plan. And then we can loop the lightning? We can't guaranteed kill him next turn, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna save my health. If we hotfix... Oh, we can't dual cast if we hotfix. Well... Alright, I guess we'll block some more. I'm being punished for my bad skills. Jesus. Yeah. Skim, honestly, would be fine now. Hotfix and Zap are free. Evoking Lightning is something we're doing a lot. And Channeling Glass would help a lot versus some other enemies. It would also rotate our Dark Orbs around, whether we want it to or not. That's a thing. All of these are good. Whenever you evoke lightning. We're channeling one lightning, and we are evoking it often. So that would just push a lot of extra damage. I think it makes sense. I'm going to take an event. I'm at half health now. That'll help. All right. We're going to take 1 elite, maybe 2. Mercury Hourglass. Wow, back-to-back chests. I kind of dig it. 2 relics. Easy mode. It's like we took an elite after all. Look at that. We dodged an elite just to get a free relic anyway. That's like elite rewards minus the card. Like, I'll take it. I will take that. I don't think I need to upgrade loop with my potion, but I'm definitely eyeing it. And I don't think I'm going to get better use out of Vambrace than that. I only have defense, so doing fine here. Doing fine. Thunder is perfect, and then we just defend. Strike's not going to make too much of a difference. But now when we evoke lightning, things are going to get gnarly. Yeah. And I think that's... Probably should have done that first. Making dual cast free would be great. But I really wanted to stun him to avoid that damage. Another Dark Orb is great. I think we can just play this. We don't need to dual cast it. Yeah, we're doing great stuff here. We have a guaranteed victory here. Yeah. Beautiful elite fight, honestly. Festive Popper will be very helpful. A nice solid block card that is enchanted. I like it. And I'm just going to rest. 20 health is pretty low, even with Vambrace. I do think we can take on an elite, though. This guy... Wow, that's a big old block card. And we'll get Darkness. I believe we get Zap. That's a full damage. Felt like I didn't even play an attack. Is that just the Defect doing what Defect does? Thunder might be overkill for this guy, which is kind of hilarious. But Cold Snap breaks his orb. And honestly, Dark Orbs can't get usefully bigger. Like, this is just gonna happen where, like, I might as well dual cast right now. Just keep damage capping him every time. And then with all luck, we can actually get through this. Very beautiful. Nice. Was that a 0 damage elite fight or minimal damage elite fight? Beam Cell doesn't really scale with the damage we're doing here. We're trying to kill stuff with Dark Orbs. Focus Strike is kind of hotfix, but expensive. And half the usefulness. And Storm... I've never been a fan of Storm. We are trying to evoke lots of lightning, but I would need to pick it up, upgrade it, and draw it before my other powers, or at least save my other powers. I might actually give this a chance. I've talked myself into it because I've seen a YouTuber push lightning with that very effectively, and I want to give that kind of a try. Chem X, if only. Yeah, Tempest, Chem X, and Storm would be a interesting combo. Centennial Puzzle's very good. Production's very good. Miniature Cannon does nothing for us. I'm always keen on buying relics, if possible, because you can get any of these card awards later. I'm 6 gold shy of a card remove and that, which would be great. Although Centennial Puzzle is better than a card remove. Like, it's just draw 3. It's kind of like removing 3, sort of. Double Storm is ambitious. I think I prefer production. The reason I'm against production is because we have Turbo in the card pool. That's a card that's common. Like, we will get energy as the Defect. I think a second Storm is kind of hilarious and makes it a lot more consistent that we'll be able to actually get some value out of that. And Storm right away. Yes, yes. Okay, all right. Storm, convince me. I want to like you. And dual cast? Yeah, honestly, that's what I was hoping for. And then Vambrace. No, I'd rather draw 3 cards. I'll take 3 health to draw 3. I mean, yeah. All right, cool. This is awesome. This is gonna work. That evokes a lightning. That does a lightning with extra damage. The strategies we do not need a vulnerable potion. There's Tempest. Chemex, come back. Chemex, please. Hologram lets me go and pick up Zap or Hotfix sometime, which is nice. Waterfall Giant's whole thing is just kind of hitting you for a lot. I would like to avoid that. While I do have a lot of upgrades that I would like here, I think we got a good deck going. When's the Save the World update? Right now. Okay, the video I made right before recording this is posted now. As much as I'd love to channel extra lightning with Thunder, I think getting a lightning in play is preferred. That will push a lot of extra damage. Hologram into darkness could be good. I'd rather save hologram for when it's going to be doing something very important. You know, it's a one-time use card, so I wouldn't mind Clarity Extract, though, for this fight. That's great. That's great. Yeah. I'll take 1 damage, which is honestly just Centennial Puzzle, and 1 damage for 3 draw in a boss fight is well preferred. There we go. Storm is a yes, but it doesn't trigger lightning on its own. Shadow Shield, I think, is just kind of the smart way to go here. I'd love to dual cast, but I don't have my upgrade potion anymore. That would be convenient. All right, Storm is excellent. That will, actually, let's do things this way. So let's dual cast a Dark Orb for max damage. Storm in another lightning. Lightning in another lightning. I do want a Cold Snap. Let's see here. I'm not going to be able to dual cast this Dark Orb for a while. So let's just roll through it and get some block for next turn. And just keep pushing damage. I think being too greedy and trying to dual cast every Dark Orb is a great way to die. And like right here, I'm taking 8 damage total. I would totally prefer bigger Dark Orbs over that. Yeah. 8 damage is a small price to pay. I probably didn't even need to rest, which is great news. This will evoke the Frost Orb. We're not even looping. I was honestly keeping Frost in front for the loop, only to find out. No, I can't even do that. Actually, this kills right here. This dual cast is lethal on the boss. And now we just need to survive 32, which we have enough health to do anyway. All right, no block, but here we are. Yeah, take that. All right, now I'm glad I rested. That is the health range. If I had drawn that exact order without resting, the game is over. So I'm glad I went for that. Let's think about this. All right, so I'm seeing this as a bunch of energy I really can't spend. I've been able to play almost every card I've wanted to play. Defrag is just defrag. We are definitely using our orbs in this run. Ooh, it changes everything. Okay. All right. So I saw a YouTuber use Prismatic Gem just yesterday, and that is a relic I don't think I've ever used. It might have it marked in here. It does not. I've never actually used Prismatic Gem, and there's just on a Defect run as well. The problem is I am doing a pretty traditional orb generation deck, spamming lightning. I don't think cards from other characters are going to be as helpful, and in fact quad casting dark is really where my damage is coming from. I've also never been able to use quad cast before, so I'm looking at you, Prismatic Gem. I'm looking at you. That's something I want to try again. I wonder if new RNG made it more available, but wow. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. We've got at least 2 elites forced in this way, 2 elites forced in this way, and 1 elite forced in this direction, which is kind of awesome. I like this idea so far. Just a shop, 3 fights, campfire, campfire. I can go, you know, through here, and that's 2 elites and a shop, which is kind of great. This right side is combat, 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 and scary. Multiple campfires allows me to upgrade Quadcast, not before the elite, notably, which is honestly a big deal. Quadcasting dark is by far my best damage plan, and this here would be 3 fights, 2 events, and a campfire. That would give me the best I can do versus this elite, but if I bleed health, I'm just gonna have to rest anyway. And then I'm forced into another elite whether I'm ready or not. And I think this left side is just a lot more flexible. So let's see how my line drawing is today. So far, not so great. It's weird. I always draw these lazy lines just to get an idea of what I want to do, and then I actually kind of try. So I don't think it really matters. Usually event later makes sense. Yeah, but this will be 3 campfires, so I like that. Thunder's not really doing much versus these guys, is it? I can probably play one of these 2, and 6 extra damage is just going from 8 to 9 versus these guys. So loop is definitely better. I'm gonna do this because that's the only chance I have to avoid damage, I think. Or I could have gone for him for the same for the same thing. All right, well, I didn't think about that. I'll take it. I'll take it. If I wasn't recording, I probably would have retried that fight. Because I like to learn, honestly. I like to make a mistake like that and be like, wait, if I would have done the math at all, I could have played this a lot smarter. Darkness, hologram, darkness, or just defend and block the most? Let's do that on Zap so that we can defend. Okay. 19 damage on turn 1 is brutal. I honestly might let him keep the other storm. I'm liking Quadcast. I mean, let's see. If this gives me a power, I'll think about it. Yeah, channeling lightning with block is pretty strong. That's something we kind of want. Do I need 2 storms? I picked this up being a little silly. I think we're okay, honestly. Quadcasting the Dark Orb. I'll take a card to move. Quadcasting the Dark Orb is where most of our damage is coming from. Debt. Right into a shop. Happily. Alright. Old RNG, that whole write-up they did said, like, most of the relics are in here and none of them are up here. So, I always started in the middle, and that just still seems like the best place to go. And this is going to be a solid relic pickup. Beautiful. So this is a chunk of gold. I have 2 more divinations, and this is a potion. So I can do this for, like, max information. Got a card award, too. Wow. What a great event. We have Orichalcum, so we don't need to block anymore. That plus Frost is very strong. Vulnerable is still useless to us. Gold, 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 and gold are all fine. Helix Drill, we're not burning a lot of energy. Evoking all of our orbs twice in a group damage is very strong. I will happily take that. Compact is something that just comes up. A second Thunder would push a lot of damage for sure. So would upgrading it. But seriously, Compact is one of those cards I'm always pleased I pick up. Because a lot of status generation happens from the Defect. So cleaning up your own mess can be really good. And while the Knowledge Demon isn't pushing a lot of statuses into our deck, there is the Dazed dude, and there are just bosses and elite fights throughout the game that cause problems. So, yeah. Oh, I don't want to waste Fan Brace. Is that just a turn 1 of all time? I could Clarity Extract. I did just get a potion, so I don't know. Currently on a high-speed train back home. Stream is barely loading. Hope it's been fun. It has been fun. I'm having a good day today. I like this idea. We can do that, Shadow Shield, and then just Shatter. That was as fun as I hoped it would be. I know Dark probably got wasted on the minions, but now I just have 1 8 damage attack to worry about, which is awesome. Hologram Glacier would be so boring. Hologram Lightning Rod I kind of like, because then I can do this. Lightning Rod and then Thunder. Then when I evoke Lightning, I'll do some extra damage. And now I actually have Lightning coming in. So we can defrag, zap. Sure. I mean, I'll do 36 damage. Like, I'm liking Quadcast. I've never used it before. If I'd have pulled up my compendium before grabbing it, it would have been empty. Debt is not compactable, but... Does that happen before or after my orbs? These are things I do not know. There's a chance both lightning orbs hit him. I don't think 1 Clarity Extract helps. And Compact is blocking more than Orichalcum. I mean... This is an ugly situation. I'm gonna Clarity Extract. I didn't realize he was doing 25 damage. Yikes. Okay, well, I'm also gonna Energy Potion then. Yeah. I mean, losing 25 health just because my... Or 19 with Orichalcum, just because my Lightning missed was not a game I wanted to play. Burning both potions last second was not my plan. Glasswork is so strong. Overclock is so strong. Overclock would give me some much needed card draw, but in my opinion, it's sort of like not card draw. I mean, Overclock is well named because it draws itself and adds a burn. So all of the extra cards you get to see with this eventually come back. If you can line up a burn with a compact, that's nice. It's hard to do that. I still have 4 strikes here and debt to get rid of. Like, I want card draw. I just don't know if this is it yet. Upgraded, that'd be fantastic, but I don't know. Maybe I'll see one in the shop. Glasswork is nice. That extra glass damage is great, but... And it would give me... We only have 1 way to hit groups of enemies, so... I think it's worth it. A second compact. I'll do glasswork. I'll do glasswork. Alright. There's a lot to think about here. As usual. Skim and Turbo. are two of my favorite cards to pick up at the same time. Royal Stamp is super fun to mess around with. We get to start with a card that we can hang on to. So like Quadcast or Compact. Compact is already enchanted, so it can't be stamped. That's a thing that you get with the frontal lens, huh? So Quadcast could just hang out until a Dark Orb is ready. That's really, really strong. And it's one of those things that you have to think about in this game where like drawing Quadcast and then just doing 36 of the lightning that one turn was nice and all, but sometimes you'll draw it when Frost Orb is up front and there's no other channel orbs, and then your best attack is just kind of wasted. But I can't do Skim Turbo and Royal Stamp. Skim would allow me to see more of my cards and get my things online, and Turbo would allow me to do more. Right now we have to get rid of debt. Or do we? Oh, crap. I hate thinking about this because, like, it's so true. Starting and waiting with Quadcast could be so convenient. Hailstorm is group damage, but the thing is, like I said earlier, you can get Skim again. You can get Turbo again. These are not rare cards necessarily, as we've seen Skim twice already. The thing is, like, Royal Stamp will never be seen again. I'm not strongly considering stuff like Captain's Wheel, because we got, like, Orichalcum and Frost Orbs. Like, we'll have pretty consistent block. Lasting Candy, more powers. This just doesn't give you a lot of powers. I think I'll do it. I think removing... So, here's the deal. If I wanted to make my deck faster, play more Darkness, play more Hotfix, rotate quicker, card removing Debt and deleting, or card removing Debt and picking up Turbo and Skim is probably the best thing to do. And that would cost about as much as Royal Stamp. And we're going to have Dark Orbs rotating, and Quad Evoking Frost is usually helpful. Like, I don't think we super care when Quadcast lines up. Lining it up right on time on the big Dark Orb is a very satisfying fantasy, but how often that's actually gonna work out for us, I don't know. I kind of want to mess around with it though. Like, this is my first time using Quadcast, and I want to use it as strong as it can be. And look at that, we can still afford Turbo. So if we find another Skim, then we can go ahead and pick that up too. I think that is a good shot. A lot to think about. There were a lot of objectively correct choices, and I'm not sure if I made them all. Glacier is an easy start, and I'll even do Lightning Rod. Blocks me for a little bit more, gets my Lightning rotating. That's a full block turn one, I'll take it. Hotfix gives me 4 block for 3 Tainted. I will take it. Darkness gives me an interesting equation as well. And we're not full block. This does help block. I mean, or I could just do 6 damage. Sure. That way I get to draw a little bit extra with the Centennial Puzzle. Alright, Defrag just helps. That is block. Oh man. This fight is really tricky. So this is what I was talking about. Like, Quadcast on this Dark Orb would make sense. Shatter would push the most damage and block me the most. But I would lose my big Dark Orb here. But I don't know how greedy we can get with this. Shatter would be doing 44 damage. No, it wouldn't. Yeah, 44 damage plus 9 plus 9. That's 18. That's 62. That would give me 12 block. And it would also do 7 in its own right. Like, it's a lot of damage. Half its remaining health. And otherwise, I'm taking 10 damage, which is kind of a lot. Let's do it. It's not the biggest use of the Dark Orb. If I wait one more turn, it's not like he's suddenly dead. This would go up to 29 times 4 would be 120 minus 3, 4. It would be 116 damage. Still not dead, but I think if we take the 10 damage, he's very close to dead. Let's do it. Let's do it. We take 10 damage, willingly, and then Quadcast. Yeah. I think that made sense. We take 10 damage for guaranteed lethal. And making use of our Royal Stamp. Akabeko does nothing for me. Refract is just too expensive. Cool-Headed is tempting. And we're going to have to upgrade it. We have so many cards we want to upgrade. I mean, making Quadcast free, honestly. Oh, boy. I'm bugged because I feel like I know I have to rest here. Although, I have a theory. I'm going to grab Cool-Headed just to keep the deck moving. That's like a free Frost Orb. I am going to Smith. Making my Dark Orb stronger is how I win. That's my logic. Defrag really doesn't help much more to that end. Although it does keep me alive with Frost. Alright. This is the only thing that helps me in all ways with one upgrade. The reason I'm waiting is because sometimes you get, like, something like that. Something that heals you in a way that's unexpected. Chosen Cheese is basically death. I will take another turbo always. Hotfix? Or go for the eyes? Weakening the enemy is a big way to stay alive. I'll take it. Alright. Because sometimes you get, like, you know, Regal Pillow or something, and then you regret resting. I think we're good. I think I'm gonna rest. My deck has gotten pretty big. I'll still go right now, because this is why you wait until you see your relics. I might as well take 5 healing. Alright. Whenever you play a power, deal 8 damage to all. That's great. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunities. There's like 32 group damage you get just for a decay. That's a little annoying. I'll take it. We can block that damage. Should I play Slay the Spire 1 if I want to play Slay the Spire 2? I don't know, honestly. Slay the Spire 1 is fantastic. I really, really like it and recommend it. I have introduced people to Slay the Spire through Slay the Spire 2, and it is honestly fine. It's a really, really good experience for everybody. And in my opinion, I can't believe I always believe this when I say it. Like, I really prefer Slay the Spire 2 over Slay the Spire 1. It's shocking to me, but I really, really like the game. They did a great job. I could make that Dark Orb bigger and quadcast it. Darkness is in my draw pile. Shatter's just kind of a lot of damage right now and makes the most use out of glass. Sure. This isn't that strong of an enemy. All you have to do is evoke a Dark Orb and then just, like, quadcast it. Like this. Like, honestly, see? We took, like, 1 damage. No big deal. We don't need any of that. Barrage is tempting, but we have no orb slots. Alright, we can take an elite. Can we take that elite? I don't know. I could gamble and just get, like, a proper setup now. I don't have a lot to gamble. It'd be like 2 cards. I like it. Lightning is fine. That's going to be helpful later, but that's more what I was looking for. That and Lightning Rod. That gets me a super big full block. Then I get a Dark Orb in play. Yeah, that's a much stronger starting hand. So that means, like, Defrag is a thing that's great. Go for the Eyes gets to be Akabeko boosted. Where'd all that damage come from? Oh, yeah. Playing powers is 8 to all. I go ahead and pick up a Curse just to be able to do all that extra damage and then forget that I have it. So Defend is probably better, but there's a high probability we hit the middle guy. But then next turn, once again, I get guaranteed lethal. So if I quadcast this, I'm doing 10, 10, 10, 10. Like, I feel like we cannot quadcast this without somebody dying here. And then we're good. Beautiful. Yeah, so then I take a single point of damage. And I need to do 3 with Mercury Hourglass. Quadcast has done nothing but impress me this fight. This entire game. Kasura Gamma is not going to be helping us much. I will take another defrag, though. I could have 2 this turn for each orb, or 1 for the entire fight. Which I think I might just upgrade, because it's Frost. Yeah. I honestly look at this and I think of Frost. Like, my Glass will be stronger, my Lightning will be stronger, my Frost will block me for more, my Dark will grow faster. Defrag is just a very, very, very powerful card. Storm turn 1 is gorgeous. Quadcast is here. I'd rather save it. Like, 36 damage is cute, but saving Quadcast for a real moment is probably better. It doesn't enter my discard. It'll stay where I need it. Yikes. Well, I go for the Eyes. Use it on a turn that matters. Now I'm taking 18 damage, 15 block. I'm a big fan of Centennial Puzzle, but I don't think that's the turn. I think we'll have plenty of opportunities to take damage in this fight. Yeah, 27 damage. Youch. Mm-hmm. And I still think Strike is better than Quadcast. Quadcast I'm treating like a big nuke. Was not resting a bad decision. Let's find out together. Let's hotfix. And then we're just going to turbo because we're going to use it. And then we're going to do that. And we're going to do that. And then we're going to do that. Uh-huh. There was a line in here somewhere where I quadcast a Frost Orb, and I didn't find it. This is basically like Orichalcum, except that I get lightning as well. I think we survive. A little tighter than I'd have preferred it. Shatter's nice. A little overkill right now, but I think I like it. I think I'm going to just get a Dark Orb in play. Getting a Dark Orb rolling is very important. We are playing a lot of cards. I'll just take the damage, which I think we can block pretty comfortably. So this is where Order of Operations matters. I really want to Quadcast that, but I need to not die. We're taking 44 damage. The only way we even survive is like this. That blocks for 6, and so does this. And this draws a card, which could be turbo. I think we are dead. We're not dead. We're not dead, everybody. We survived. I think Shatter cheats us out of another death. What a panic overblock. I love it. Alright. We're alive for another round. Quadcast is doing 44 damage. Which is probably not going to be enough. Orichalcum blocks for 12? I don't think we've got this. Is there a way I could have played cards that doesn't lose me the game? Alright, so that was a loss. This has happened in another recording of mine where I just get so excited playing cards that I wonder, like, could I have done that better? Because there's at least one line we talked about where I thought, I think we could have improved that. Like right here. What if we just Quadcast out of the gate? What if we just do the 36? Shuffle it back in. Not a big deal. Alright, so this is where last time I liked that. Hologram Go for the Eyes made a lot of sense to me. We're taking 19. Okay. What if we took the early strike and 4 damage early card draw just to get more of our cards on screen quicker? I wonder if that is an opportunity for something a little better. Get some zap in there, double block. I don't think 2 strikes is worth getting myself a void. So we still take a ton of damage, as we did before. But now we can... Okay, so this is where loop is tempting, but I like the full block here, or at least as much of a block as I can get. So then loop just has to loop back around. So this is where Shatter is considerable, but I still like everything we're doing here. I lost my Frost Orb. Sloth is a really good way to die, but I just can't afford the amount of damage I was taking. So we got 27 damage incoming. We can block probably the most of the Glacier, boringly enough. So that's still not a full block. Cool-headed gets us as close to that as I can get. Take 1 damage. Glasswork. Zap blocks me for some. That's 36 damage, 42 damage. We're blocking for 36 plus 11. I still think that makes more sense. And we're limited on the amount of cards we can play. 3 health and a dream. So this is where I think Quadcast just keeps me alive. Shatter. And then we're full block, so we don't need to worry about Go for the Eyes. I think Frost just makes sense. Pushes some damage. Gets us some more... You know, like the Frost Orb alone just cancels out Disintegration. So now we can finally loop. Then we can get Lightning Rod. And we can still do 6 damage a strike. And this is where we really... I think die? Again? Yeah. Well, we tried. I think that was a really solid deck. I think that had a really solid start, and I probably got a little greedy. I think almost everything I picked up made sense, but like the defrag upgrade at the end alone, I think was it. Like based on the health range of that boss, if I rest instead of upgrading, this probably would have been a win. And regardless, it's still my first time playing Quadcast, and I like uploading losses because there's a learning opportunity. If I can at least talk through what went wrong, then we can all come together on this. And that was a tighter deck than I might have appreciated. Det and Decay definitely added up. I think the group damage from powers did a lot. Decimillipede is a gnarly elite fight that got just obliterated. We probably saved 20 health just by our powers clearing out all that damage. And I think Quadcast was a great pickup. Was there a way I could have played this fight and maybe won? Maybe. Our relics mostly worked for us. Akabeko and Kasuragama were not very helpful relics. We don't do a lot of damage, but Royal Stamp, I think, impressed. Orichalcum saved a ton of damage. Centennial Puzzle was awesome. Even Festive Popper and Mercury Hourglass added up over time. Literally, I think this deck came down to, like, if I rested, we'd be talking about what rare card to pick up right now and moving into Act 3 rather than a post-mortem on what went wrong. So, yeah, all in all, good game, good stuff. Sometimes, especially on Ascension 10, it comes down to, like, one fatal decision, and it just gets you killed. Otherwise, I think we had good stuff going on. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Watch some other videos. I post a lot on here.